Welcome to Hoyt's Bowhunting Whitetails. Today's the 28th of February and we are celebrating the fact that we got all of our timber stand improvement project work done. We made pretty good progress there. Carsen and I owe 92% of the progress to Carsen. I was telling him this morning that if I was going to cut today, I'd have to have one of those slow-moving vehicle signs attached to my back, because that kind of work, it definitely takes a toll on me. So in celebration, we are going to go shed hunting. And it's the day, Carsen, you've been waiting for this day for a while.
Oh yeah, my favorite day of the year.
Opening day of the shed season.
Yes, right now. Yep.
We've got a pretty good bead on that Jordan buck, and I'm excited about trying to find him, because I had that stealth cam, one of those revolvers, on that food plot up there. We nicknamed it the Fat Buck Plot because that's where we hunted that deer back in October.
Yeah.
And he showed up there in mid to late December. No, after the bow season. He showed up in early January and just camped out right there. I mean, day after day. And he finally shed less than a week ago, roughly 6 days ago maybe. So we know his antlers are on the ground. He was scuffed up just enough in his coat that I could identify him, after he shed, which is kind of cool. So just another benefit of these cameras. And the cell cameras, I wouldn't be going back and forth up there checking cards.
Right.
So having the cell camera there made it a lot easier for us to tell when this deer had shed. So we weren't going to run in there and disturb that area until his antlers were on the ground. So Carsen's got a backpack on. Show everybody. He thinks he's going to fill it, and I'm not going to bet against him. I've got faith in Carsen. I've got a little bit of work I have to do back at the computer, so I'm going to look for a while, and I'm going to come back on the four-wheeler. And Carsen's going to have a pretty long hike, working his way back to camp. So I don't expect to see him till evening.
Yeah,
And
I'll have a whole backpack full of sheds for you.
I'm looking forward to it. We found quite a few already, just by accident almost.
Right, just worth the TSI work.
Yeah,
Really.
when we were cutting and just driving back and forth to where we were cutting. And I found one match set yesterday.
Yep.
And that was on the edge of a food plot, and I did actually look for that. Got lucky and almost drove over it. That's how I find them. But you found a few up there on top.
Yeah, right in that clover strip that
Yeah.
we planted up on that rainbow field there.
Yeah.
A couple of them were sitting out there. So.
I'm sure there's some in the pick corn or the knocked down corn. It's just really hard to find them in corn.
Yeah.
But I'll bet you if you spend the time and walked every row and...
Which we have a couple weeks yet where we'll be able to find a couple sheds in there, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the plan. He's got his track shoes on and he's ready to hit the ground running, and I'm just gonna have a hobble around and
Find the Jordan buck sheds.
Slow and steady wins the race, is what I like to say.
That should be the goal for
That should be the motto.
Yeah.
Of Bowhunting Whitetails. Slow and steady. Oh gosh. Hoyt's Bowhunting Whitetails is brought to you by Redneck Blinds, Code of Silence Apparel, Hunt Stand Pro Whitetail App, Whitetail Institute, Research Equals Results, B3 Releases, XO Broadheads, Exact Sights, Muddy Outdoors Tree Stands, Stealth Cam Trail Cameras, and Hoyt.
We are about an hour and a half in to the shed hunt here. I've spied my first shed under this big oak, and I'm 95% sure it is the Jordan buck. So I'm gonna call Bill, get him down here, and I'm gonna take a look at this antler.
Hello.
Winke.
Is not available. Hello.
Winke.
Well, I finally caught up with Bill. It took about 25 minutes to find him, but
Well, I hadn't gone far. You should have counted on the fact that if you found the four-wheeler, I was going to be a short blood trail away. But yeah, this wind is really fierce, but I'm excited to see this buck, and I'll bet you, like we talked about before we came up here, that the other side's going to be on that point.
I would assume, yeah.
Because the pictures that I had of this deer coming into this plot, a lot of times he came in from the side or he came in from the direction of the sorghum. So
Okay.
I figured he was bedded out on that little point.
Yeah.
It's not even a small point, it's a pretty big point.
It's pretty flat open out there too.
Good, yeah. So that was kind of what I was thinking, only because of the direction he would come from in the evenings. And we might find his other side in the sorghum.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll walk that really quick, and then I want to see the antler. See if we can find the other side.
I walked that edge, yeah. There he is.
Yeah, that looks big. And shoot him just a little bit. See that? But I mean, that's a big antler. That is a big antler. I mean, it's got a lot of mass. I'd say I mean, if I had to guess what he scored last season, I was going to say 175 and maybe be 185 this year. But I mean, I think this was the stronger side. They might have chewed an inch off this, maybe half an inch off that. But I mean, just look at the mass.
That is big.
Yeah, it's bigger than you thought. I love how it swoops.
Yeah. It's been almost 2 hours since I've seen Bill or talked to him or picked up that antler, and I've yet to find another one. I've gone from the field over the point, moved 15 yards back and forth around this entire hillside. It's crazy how hard shed hunting really is, let alone finding a match set. Just came across another one here. It's pretty chewed up. I think the other side to one Bill found earlier, but squirrels got him pretty good.
We got back together again after walking for a few hours. You know, it's exciting when you find the first one, but it's kind of disappointing when you don't find the match. Gosh, we covered a lot of ground, and I got distracted and started scouting. So I was maybe wandering a little bit too far out of the range of where that other side would have been. But Carson stuck with it, and man, you showed me the tracks.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of back and forth. And so we were hoping that he had dropped both sides close together, and it's possible that he did. I mean, it's not like these things are super easy to find.
No, they're hard.
Yeah, they're hard to find. So we might have walked right past it, but we did, how long? 4 hours? Almost 5 hours?
After we found the first, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Of just, you know, searching in this smaller area where we thought the second side might be, but you're gonna look again tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we'll go right away I will go right away in the morning and just try to cover some new ground that they could possibly be in, you know?
Yeah, and I'm not sure if I'll go or not. I'm more about shed finding and not much about shed hunting. That's been my problem my whole life. I just get impatient really quick and I start wandering and scouting and looking for tree stand locations, and next thing you know, to find an antler I'd have to literally step on it. But for that deer it'd be worth putting forth a little bit more focused effort.
Yeah.
So we'll stick with it until we find the other half of that one, hopefully. We'll have part 2 of our shed hunting coming up pretty soon here, but we appreciate you joining us. We'll see you right back here again soon for the next episode of Hoyt's Bowhunting Whitetails. And remember to always dream
big. I found it. Found the other side of the Jordan buck. Yes! Bill had to go back, get some work done. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna finish out the day and see if I can't come up with this deer. And it is almost at the bottom of this ravine. I can see it down there right now. Oh, let's go. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I did it. That right there is why I love shed hunting. You never know when you're gonna find that next giant, and to be able to match this deer up today, unbelievable. I can't believe it right now. Now I gotta walk back and show Bill. I think he's gonna be pretty surprised when I come back with the other side of the Jordan buck. Just one more piece of the puzzle. Hopefully we can connect on this deer this fall. All right, here we go. Made it back. We are gonna surprise Bill the other side of the Jordan buck. I made it. I found a few more though. You wanna see them? Yeah. They're in the backpack. Yeah, very good. Okay. Here he is, Bill.
You found it.
I did.
Nice. Is it out in the corn?
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
Huh. Good for you. Yeah, I thought this side was smaller, but it's really not.
No.
Huh. Yeah. That's really cool. Good for you.
Yeah, it was cool.
Wow, there's not even a single bite mark on it.
There is on the very top,
Oh,
right
okay.
here.
Yep.
But
Yep. Huh. Wow. Where'd you find it?
in the very bottom.
Below that.
Yep.
Down in the ditch.
Down in the ditch.
Huh.
In the trench. Yep.
I wonder what he was doing. If he was crossing, maybe?
No, he's walking.
After we wrapped up the shed hunt yesterday, I headed back to the building and Carson walked his way in and he found, show them what you found. You found the other side.
I did.
Yep. So we're definitely gonna come back again in a week and talk about what we've learned about this deer here over the past couple of months. He changed his behavior. Maybe it's something we can use for this coming season. And we're gonna get out and do at least one more round of shed hunting. So be looking for a shed hunting part 2 episode in the near future. Well, we appreciate you joining us and we'll see you right back here again soon for the next episode of Hoyt's Bowhunting Whitetails. And remember to always dream big.